This is the new ShoeOnHead video. These people are sick by ShoeOnHead. Yep, this is about Charlie Kirk. No surprise there. And it's more so, to be fair, you know what I feel like is much worse than what happened itself is the reaction to it, because it shows that, right, this wasn't a politician, this wasn't any other, like, right, this wasn't somebody who holds genuine power, right? This was just a dude going to campuses and talking, and it was a moderate at that, and that makes you question if they revel in the death of this dude, right? If they revel in the death of Charlie Kirk, just imagine what they would do to you. Just think about that. Just imagine what they would do to you, because we have reached a time where everything you say that goes against somebody else on that side of the spectrum is Nazi. That's where we are. And while you might ask, right, why is a European talking about this? Someone who will debate his beliefs. That's the most important fact here, right? He was right? The thing is, if you go into debates, that also means you have the willingness to change what you believe, to maybe even change your mind about things that you never even thought about, right? That is what Charlie Kirk did. And maybe even change somebody else's mind about things, or make them think about something that they have never thought about. That's what it is. But yeah, it's just crazy. It's just insane. I've seen clips that I can only describe as demonic. I have seen clips of people that I would describe as straight up demonic. There is no other word. And with now, okay, you might say, yo, why is a European talking about this? Spoiler alert. If you thought this is a unique thing to America, you're wrong. We have those same people with those same beliefs here as well. We have also people like Charlie Kirk here in Germany as well, who can also no longer go outside because they need a bodyguard. This is a Western issue at this point. It's not just America now. It's around, like, the entirety of Europe and the United States. But yeah, we'll jump in. We'll jump in before I continue monologuing even more.
On September 10th, Charlie Kirk was giving a talk at Utah Valley University, and out of nowhere, he was shot dead, live, in front of a bunch of college kids, in front of his wife and his 2 children. And I don't think the country is ever going to be...
We have this in Australia. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I do count Australia as Western world as well, right? Just because you're upside down, so to speak. Yeah, it is a global, it is started to become a global phenomenon.
The same. Not only because of this horrific tragedy, but because of everything that followed. The dark, disturbing...
Whoa, I have never seen... You are right, I've never seen ShoeOnHead so serious. Whoa, whoa. I have never... Okay, this is weird. This is a weird feeling. I've never seen this so serious. Never. It makes sense to the topic, but I don't know. From what I can tell on Twitter, right? What I can tell on Twitter, something cracked in this lady as well. I don't know what it was, but something's gone. And I have friends who say it happens in the UK. Oh, it is happening in the UK, for sure.
Realization that we may not be on the same page as our coworkers, classmates, friends.
We are not on the same page. The people celebrating, right? They have essentially shown that there is no coexistence. That there is no coexistence, right? One side is like, here, not all of this, right? Not all of, like, the right, obviously. There is these same Mongoloids are on the right as well, right? Let's not deny that, right? Those same people exist on the right as well. But for, like, everything I've seen, when these 2 Democrats, I think lawyers, I could be wrong, were murdered. Nope. Essentially, almost nobody celebrated. Oh, I want to say nobody celebrated because that would be delusional. There's definitely people who would be like, huh, get fucked. Of course, that does exist. Or when it was announced that Biden had cancer or has cancer. I don't know if he has cancer. I hope he does not have cancer. No, almost nobody celebrated. Well, so, like, one side is, like, trying to show, like, basically the Charlie Kirk side is trying to show, like, society's in the gutter. Here's how we fix the thing. I believe that this would be much better for you, this lifestyle. I'll show you how. And the other side is like, you don't agree with me, you must die. That's the point we have. That's the point we have reached.
Neighbors, doctors. When it comes to the issue of murder, I was crashing out on Twitter a few days ago, just stream of consciousness posting about it, with run-on sentences and everything. 4 days later, I have a clearer head, but I still feel the exact same way. So we are going to talk about what happened, we're going to talk about the aftermath, and then we're going to get a little personal, because frankly, I don't see the country the same anymore, and I know a lot of you feel the exact same way, so we're going to talk about it after we talk about everything else. Charlie Kirk.
To be fair, the more I look at like my country and what happened, so what here happens, we have a much more issue is religious violence towards non-Muslims. That's a problem that we have here, where you can publicly debate and get stabbed for it here. That was the moment I realized whatever these fuckers up there are doing is incredibly damaging to our country. That's the first time I was like, wait a minute, this is weird. Or when people go like to like our up to our like right-wing party, right, and make like you know, like the beheading sign, right, with like the hand or other stuff, right, or others saying, yeah, if this party is democratically voted, by the way, we need to beat them, we need to assault them to stop them, right, that kind of stuff. We have that here too. This is not unique. We are not on the same page. You struggle with the first word, and I already finished the book. Crazy.
Kirk was not a healthcare CEO, he was not a powerful politician, and let me be 100% clear, I'm not saying this to say that it's okay when those people are murdered.
Yeah, that's also, I found that Luigi thing, I found that so weird, I'm gonna be honest. I found that so weird. I found that so weird. Wow! Healthcare is a business, just like everything else in the US. Surprise, surprise. Like, if you're gonna shoot somebody because they denied your health insurance, you can shoot somebody because they denied you anything else that you would need, which isn't a good argument.
My point is that those are positions of power that most people cannot relate to. Like, the average person is just so far removed from that world. But I think what happened to Charlie is hitting differently because, like I said on Twitter, he was just a f***ing guy. He was a f***ing podcaster. He was a guy who talked about politics. He was a guy who had conservative beliefs. Not everyone knows a billionaire CEO or a powerful politician, but they do know somebody with conservative beliefs. They know somebody who holds some or many of Charlie Kirk.
It's most of that, right? Kirk is more a type of guy to you, right? You can grasp him, right? You can, like, if you really wanted to exchange words with Charlie Kirk, you would have been able to do that. You would have been able to do that. You can't do that with a health CEO. You cannot do that with a president or a politician. Because you couldn't get close to these people.
Opinions. Because despite what people in their little bubble believe, his core ideology and what he believed is the same shit like your conservative boomer uncle on Facebook posts. You can only disagree with this if you are unfamiliar with Charlie Kirk, or you are unfamiliar with the many different branches and different ideologies of the right wing. Now, don't get me wrong, Charlie Kirk had
That's a big problem, though. We have, like, black and white, right? We have, like, the right, the left. But there's, like, different categories and different subcultures, right? There's, like, not everybody on both sides is the same. It's just that the most extreme sides of both are the loudest. That's the problem.
Any bad takes over the years. Like, for example, the two most popular quotes I see people posting are the one where he advocated for stoning gays and black...
Out of context, by the way. Out of context.
Women are too stupid to be pilots.
That is, by the... Well, she will misquote that one. I'm gonna correct that one for her. It was basically just black pilots in general because of DEI. Which makes sense, because you would be afraid, regardless of skin color, you would be afraid if there's a chance that somebody would be flying your plane and they would not be qualified for it. That it is important that people who need to make sure that either survive a flight or drive, right? If you're like a bus driver or something, right? Or a train, that these people are qualified for that. And DEI doesn't do that.
But guess what? Both those things, the two most popular quotes people are...
The black women one was, he didn't say black women, he said a black woman. A moronic black woman, right? Not black women in general. Badly phrased, but that wasn't the context.
Posting to justify this guy being murdered are out of context. But idiots like Stephen King ran with it, then later had to apologize.
He later had to apologize, right? He later apologized. And then he was removed from like some book thingy. I don't know what it was. Like authors? Or was it selling books? I have no idea, but he was kicked from it.
For spreading misinformation about a dead man. These people will build a straw man of you in their minds. They get so fucking mad about it that they celebrate the real you dying. Horrifying. But more importantly, even if everything was in context, who cares? Oh, he said this, oh, he said this. I don't care. There are many things he said that I disagree with. There are many things he said that I think are bad. Who cares? It is just a fact that nothing he said warranted his life being taken away. This is America. We have freedom of speech here. Unless you criticize a certain country, but for the most part.
Yeah, I think free speech is kind of, well, free speech means that the government, right? The First Amendment, as far as I'm aware, means that the government can't do anything to you. The problem is that others try to act like killing somebody is justice. That is a huge problem here that we have nowadays.
We have freedom of speech here. So after detaining not just one wrong guy, but two wrong guys, the FBI finally...
Well, the old dude that they detained actually is a PDF, so I guess A. One was innocent for this specific crime, but he wasn't innocent when it came to other crimes. Yeah, the old dude that they caught was apparently child stuff on his phone. The more you know. You get beheaded, criticism of other countries, women on train.
He got the shooter. Only because his own father turned him in. I guess they were just too fucking busy not releasing the Epstein files to catch a political assassin. It was this fuck-ass demon, Tyler Robinson. 22 years old, another irony-poisoned Reddit.
22 years old. 22 years old. This man is younger than me. This fuck is younger than me. This fuck is younger than me! The thing is this. I have the theory that deranged motherfuckers like that are created when they have no purpose. That is my idea. Generally, these deranged fuckers are created when they have no purpose.
Shooter who wrote a bunch of memes on the bullets, including "Hey fascist catch" and
notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this question mark?
I fucking hate it here. A lot of people were saying that the shooter was a groiper, which is a far-right fan of the streamer Nick Fuentes, and I have no fucking idea where that came from. I'm gonna be so honest. I have seen...
That happened, so what the problem is, right? There's a dude who has the same name. There's a... That makes it even more deranged, right? What these fuckers did. There is a man who has the same name as the shooter, right? There's a man who has the same name as the shooter, who is a Trump supporter who donated to Trump. So not only did they celebrate the death of a man, they did also put another man's life in danger just to keep up the narrative. Crazy shit, huh?
No actual proof of this. And it doesn't make sense because someone further right than Charlie Kirk wouldn't call Charlie Kirk a fascist, and they wouldn't say he was hateful. Their proof is that the shooter once dressed up like the Slav Squat meme from 2012, And they also found a separate meme of Pepe the Frog dressed like the Slav squat meme. Therefore, the shooter is a groiper. That is like seeing a photo of the shooter dressed like a clown, and then seeing this image of Pepe the Frog dressed like a clown, and then being like groiper confirmed. What is the connection? The shooter didn't even post the Pepe image. Like, where did the Pepe even come from? Just a bunch of liberal boomers not understanding memes. The other thing I saw was the shooter had Republican parents, and therefore the shooter must be Republican, which is just funny because we all see what these people say about their Republican parents every Thanksgiving. But I guess we'll see. It's September 14th when I am recording this.
Is it more likely that somebody has, if somebody has, like, Republican parents, that they would be Republican? Sure. Certainly. Is that a guarantee? No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. There's plenty of cases where, there's plenty of cases where children radically, believe different things from their parents because, well, for example, here in Germany, school is rather on the left. And we get fed a lot of leftist ideology, especially in colleges. Huh, what a parallel. Even in the US, that's the case. While parents grew up essentially more conservative, so it makes sense that there would be a different, regardless, still a different in belief. Because remember, even nowadays, children are more raised by schools than they are by their parents because both parents have to work. It just is what it is.
So maybe more things will come out. Editor Shoe here, more things came out. Definitely not a groiper. At the end of the day, he could have every single one of my or your opinions. It ultimately
doesn't even matter, right? It ultimately does not matter. Even if he is on the right, even if he were to be on the right, it ultimately does not mean anything. It ultimately does not matter. Because what matters, what people talk about, is the reaction to this. I think that matters much more than who did it.
Doesn't matter. One person may have pulled the trigger, but then we saw the reaction of many.
One person pulled the trigger, thousands celebrated. That's the problem.
Think that Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck. Hey, ooh, ah.
That is right. This is like, this is deranged, but it's not demonic. I don't know if she has the clip. I don't know if she's gonna put in the clip. The two clips that I saw where I was like, yep, get these people off the streets, put them into a mental institution. I don't want these people running around. They're a danger to themselves and everyone else.
I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
You know what, like, the funny thing is? And what the funny thing is? When the people said, oh, he died for what he believed in. He died for what he believed in. He advocated for gun laws. Well, or he didn't deserve it, but, you know, didn't deserve it, but, you sound like people that say, oh, she didn't deserve it, but she dressed, too sexually. That sounds exactly what it sounds like, by the way. That's the exact thing, right? We call that right? In, like, their lingo, victim blaming.
Yo, they got Charlie Kirk, bro. I've never been happier.
Never believe the reason I'm smiling. And it has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Nothing to do with...
I would say pour one out for Kirky boy, but...
Septum piercing theory.
I don't waste good beer on little bitches.
Rest in peace, bozo!
Charlie Kirk just got put down like a fucking dog in Utah.
I do not, and I will not, ever feel bad when bad people get what the fuck they deserve.
I just heard that someone shot Charlie Kirk? Thoughts and prayers.
Oh no, someone shot Charlie Kirk. Look, I don't know who needs to hear this today, but that's how you pick up a woman.
What's with the autotune? Yeah, good question. Oh yeah, this chick, this fat bitch.
Fuck your homie dead! Fuck your homie dead! He got shot in the head! We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck.
By the way, as far as I've seen it, the dude with the, like, the speaker thingy, whatever you want to call it, got kicked out of college. So there's more. The more you know, the more you know. And a lot of people were kicked out of their work, fired, kicked out of the college, the university, and I'm here for it.
I heard someone got shot today. I had a tummy ache this morning. Stay alive out there.
The sympathy for Charlie Kirk is weird. You don't have to like violence, but I'm confused as to how you thought the revolution was going to be magically bloodless.
I've been saying we need to bring back political...
The revolution, I find that very interesting, because the people that are against gun violence don't have guns, while the people that are for guns, right? The people that are against gun violence, the people that advocate for gun laws, are the people that don't have guns, while the people that are for guns do have guns. So if it came down to it, you're cooked.
assassinations. I don't feel bad, and I don't think that everyone deserves the right to free speech. I think some people should be afraid to express their opinion in public.
I didn't like what he said, and I didn't like his opinions, and I don't really give a shit that he's dead.
The best part of this whole goddamn thing is that he is not martyr material, so his death will mean nothing. It will activate no one. It will impact few. It's just great.
There are a lot of people that are like, no matter what.
Why do they all look... I'm gonna say this. Why do they all look like that? Why do they all look like that? Why do they all look like that? Why do they all, like, look... Not all, but, like, piercings. Why do they all look like that? There's one political party in Germany that should never have the majority. They're related to the color green. I'd argue that Die Linke definitely also cannot have the majority. Nuh-uh. Mm-mm. 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 Never communists. Not. We had that before. That did not work well.
Side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
See, the funny part is that people think the same about you. People think, right? Here's the funny thing, right? Here's the funny thing. The other side thinks you're bad too. The other side thinks you are bad too, that you are evil and you are the bad guys. And now you have shown that you are the bad guys. Have these people ever considered that the other side thinks the same about them too? That to them you are the evil? I feel like these people don't think about anything. Vacuum. Empty, vast space.
Kirk just got shot.
I saw the video before they even put out the confirmation. There was no chance that he made it through that. This wasn't the one we were hoping for, but a welcome surprise nonetheless.
I'm surprised.
I understand a little bit of misogyny at this point.
That y'all didn't get rid of him sooner. And I'm surprised that you guys...
And you're questioning why people are racist by any chance? Not that that's a justification, but are you really questioning why people would be racist towards you in particular? Honestly, with people like this, I've lost all hope in humanity. For sure. For sure. Here's this. One side was praying, the other side was celebrating.
You guys aren't getting rid of more people. Like, don't stop with him. Don't let him be the end.
Does this buffoon, this retard, does she think that the other side won't look at her the same way? Nah, dude.
Dog, get rid of them all. His wife deserves to go too. Y'all keep on talking about...
What the fuck are we doing? Ah, yes, is what? The kids is... What's next? The kids as well? The kids as well? Bro.
His wife and kids, they need to go too.
I hope somebody did find this woman on TikTok, found her workplace, or university, or college, and contacted them. What is wrong with this? That's a demon, okay? That I classify this as demon. This is a demon, and I've learned from a wise petite elf that There is no coexistence with demons.
Because they're carrying on that mentality and that lineage. Like, get rid of the whole family. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Why did you guys stop with him?
There were thousands of videos like that. Some of these people posting with their full names and faces, with hundreds and thousands of likes. Thousands of tweets celebrating it, with 500,000 likes. And it's important to remember that all of those likes are a real person. Millions of people in this country apparently believe the acceptable response to speech they don't like is murder. This wasn't just a bunch of fringe blue hair SJWs or whatever. They were teachers, professors, doctors.
This is your average human being. This is almost a regular woman. You could pass her by and you wouldn't know that she would kill you if she got the chance. Wise petite elf, yes, Freerun. Freerun said that there is no coexistence with demons. The more you desire coexistence, the more blood will be on your hands. And maybe that isn't so false.
HR workers, healthcare workers, nurses, pediatricians, people who work with kids, people's classmates.
Like, imagine you're hospitalized, right? And somebody essentially maybe gives you the wrong medicine or doesn't give you enough care, and so you die because she didn't like your views. Imagine that. Imagine that. That is scary. These people also work with children. There was a clip of a mother basically coming like to their two daughters and be like, you know, the best thing just happened. And the daughter just thought, right? The daughter just thought that like 3 different people died, right? That is crazy. That is crazy. Now at least demons would eat you for food. These guys would leave you to rot and laugh at you. True.
Roommates. They are teachers showing our children the gory, horrifying video of Charlie's murder on repeat. The hippy-dippy "in this house we believe" shitlib mask was ripped off, and underneath was nothing but psychopathic bloodlust. I have seen people on the right celebrate the death of people they disagree with. I've seen it. I remember Heather Heyer in 2017. But I also remember the whole internet, left and right, coming together to disavow and mock the few dozen people from Stormfront who were celebrating her death. This is different. It's never been like this before.
Yep, that's true. Daily know that both sides are evil. Do not trust any political side. Both are assholes. For this specific case, I would certainly disagree. For overall, throughout my internet time, I would disagree with this take. There were very few people that celebrated when the announcement happened that Biden had cancer. And the people that did celebrate were mercilessly shit on. When those 2 lawyers, Democratic lawyers, were their lives were taken, barely anybody celebrated. I would actually disagree with this. Does it exist? Certainly, yeah. Shue gave an example, but it's not nearly as much. It's not nearly as much. Not even close to as much.
It's never been this much. It's never been this brazen. Normal people have to log into like an alternate Twitter account where they can post their more unorthodox opinions. And these people are out here, full face, full name, like hell yeah, murder. What? The smug, unearned confidence these people have to be openly sociopathic with their full name and face because they live under the pathetic delusion of being on the right side of history.
We have actual veterans, war veterans, who are training, by the way, and out in the open stating this to shoot another person that they don't agree with, that are on the right. That is how insane it is. Outward stating it with their full fucking name out there. This isn't some old accounts. This isn't some anonymous accounts. This isn't on 4chan. This is people partially with their full name out there, where they work, what they like their name, where they work, who they married to, the name of their children. This is not normal. This is not normal. Honestly, make a hit list with these people and let Agent 47. Nah, do not. Once again, nope. These people do not deserve to die, but they should be penalized by society. They should be ignored, kicked out, just heavily penalized by society. That is what I believe. Heavily penalized. Because that shit ain't normal. That shit ain't normal.
Needs to end. They will blame you for your death because words are violence. Words are violence, so them...
Words are not violence. Words only become violence if somebody actively would say, yo, shoot that guy. Barely anybody does that. Well, I know people that do it. I know people that do it also on the other, like on both sides, but not in this. But on the other side, it's much more in a much greater mass than on the other. Charlie Kirk didn't do that. He didn't advocate for somebody to die. That didn't happen.
Killing you is just self-defense. That's why they're using Kyle Rittenhouse as some kind of gotcha. Oh, if you don't condone political violence, why do you support Kyle Rittenhouse? They fundamentally don't see the difference between killing someone over speech and killing someone over self-defense, because these are the same things to them. Also, I'm going to be the one to point it out, because of course I am. I saw nobody else do it. Why are most of them women? Most of the people celebrating are women. Like, it's a good, like, 80-20 ratio all over the internet. What is going on, ladies? Basically, the whole country is shook because last year they realized how many people would celebrate the murder of...
That is... I'm gonna say it. Kirsche said it best. When it comes to politics, women are useful idiots. I am sorry. Women are useful idiots because you can much more... use a fallacy, which is appeal to emotion. You cannot do that with men. Not in that high degree. I'm gonna say it. Unfortunately, women, when it comes to stuff like that, are useful idiots. But it was just a chat. True, it was just... Well, if it's just a chat, sure. Then Agent 47 can pull up on to these people. But yep, that's just how it is.
A president. And this year they realized how many people would celebrate the murder of them. At the end of the day, this is all the inevitable conclusion of the punch a Nazi thing from, like, 2017. Do you guys remember that? We always knew it was a slippery slope.
The problem is that the people that say punch a Nazi would never punch a Nazi because these people have never experienced violence ever in their life. They've never been bullied. They've been growing up secure with no issue at all. They oftentimes also have more money than the average, they have never really suffered in a day in their life. And the only reason why they can argue this, the only reason why they can say this is, and like, be like, concerned about like these other like first world problems is because they have no real issues ever. They didn't struggle to put food on the table. They don't have to fear violence. They just, oh, I'm gonna punch a Nazi. If you stand before a Nazi, you will die. You will die. You are not punching shit. You will be punched. And this is oftentimes not just dudes, but women. You will die.
That's why we were against it. And they always say this dumb shit like, if you don't want to be called a Nazi, stop being a Nazi. Even a congressman from my state, New York, was like, oh, if you want to stop being called a fascist, you should stop being a fascist.
Oddly enough, that the people shooting others over their speech are fascists, by the way. And yes, I will call these people celebrating, rightfully so, fascist, because they are.
Yeah, that's great, except you've called everyone and their mother a fascist and a Nazi for the past, like, 15 years. And I see a lot of progressives in my audience like, Shoo, you're not like Charlie Kirk. You're not a fascist. Here are all the things I have been called Nazi, fascist, reactionary for over the last few years. Would you like to see? I have been making this list since 2023. Let's go. Let's just read this together real quick. Mocking/criticizing pop feminism.
What the fuck? Okay, I didn't know that criticizing feminism is Nazi shit, but hey, what do I know? Of this video. Yeah, I'm gonna watch something else, don't worry. I'm gonna watch something else of this one, something more chill. I do have another Kirk video, but it's a little different. It's more so about debating, which is interesting.
Believing adults can do whatever they want. Being pro-free.
Huh? Wait, isn't that the thing that they argue for? What? Wait! What the hell is pop feminism? How do you put that? I know what she means. It's like, it's essentially just like, I think it's pretty much just third wave feminism the way it is right now, right? It's like first or second wave. It's like third wave and fourth wave feminism probably that she means, basically criticizing that. The current modern feminism that basically deems men as the root of all evil. That's probably what she means. I didn't know that believing adults can do whatever they want is Nazi, fascist, or reactionary. How does that work? Does that mean the others are as well?
Speech, being liberal,
With Shani Paldean Taurus and Shani Psyduck? Well, I don't need one. I have both of these. Isn't this inherently anti-fascist? And this as well? Right? You're not a communist, but you're not a Nazi. If you have these two. It's modern feminism? Yeah, I think that's what she means.
Talking to people I disagree with, being friends with people I disagree with, following people on Twitter I disagree with, supporting Bernie Sanders, that one came from the right, being registered independent, criticizing Joe Biden, criticizing the Democratic Party, not being attracted to feminine men, not hating men in general, criticizing Canada's MAID program.
Here's a hot take. It's a hot take. It's not actually not. Fuck it. It's not a hot take. It's actually the truth. Most women don't find feminine men attractive. I said it. I said it. Look at all the femboys, the straight femboys. They're all single. Almost all of them. They're all single. Almost all of them. Here's a hot take. Women overall don't find feminine men attractive. That is my take. There's a reason why women find it immediately weird when a guy doesn't pay. There's a reason why women find it weird when guys have nail polish. Just saying. I don't care. You know what's even crazier? Being not ugly. Talk to people I disagree with. Damn, I'm a Nazi. Horrendous, bro. You're cooked. Being not ugly. Being not ugly makes you a Nazi. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. What is this? Yeah, you should know with Frog and all. True. Not hating men. Okay, well that's the thing I see. No, what I missed. Not that much. Just general talk. Dressing modestly in videos. Yeah, by the way, if you just wear like if you dress like a little grandma, you're automatically a Nazi. Wearing fake eyelashes. Saying there's an obesity epidemic in America? Wait. Saying that people shouldn't be fat makes you reactionary, Nazi, and fascist. I can't do this anymore. Wait, she didn't take the COVID vaccine based.
Not taking the COVID vaccine, criticizing the FBI, criticizing the CIA, believing the CIA killed JFK, using an American flag backdrop for my videos, saying elites, saying working class, saying based, making a joke about Joe Biden eating ice cream, making a joke about Pete Buttigieg being born in a test tube, making jokes in general, being cis, being white, being a woman, being a cis white woman, telling someone to take a shower, not being anti-gun, not being fat, being monogamous, liking
We're all, I'd say 80% of society, it's so over. Are we being fat phobic today? No, you're a Nazi if you are. Not being fat. So everyone who's thin, that includes me and probably a lot of you guys, you're a Nazi. Being monogamous, if you only want one partner, you're a reactionary, Nazi, or fascist. What are we doing?
Huey Long, celebrating the 4th of July, supporting Assange, criticizing the movie Cutie.
What the fuck? What? This is outlandish. This is outlandish. What is this? How can you say what? Nah, bro. Nah, bro, we need to bring back asylums, mental asylums. Open up all of them. Open up all of them. Open up all of them. Are you protecting your country?
Is praising the movie Sound of Freedom, being against pedophilia, being against the destigmatization of pedophilia, being against children watching porn, being critical of kink at Pride, being against children performing at drag shows, not being racist. I swear to God.
Huh? How? What?
Being a class reductionist, saying biological sex, mocking people for debating the ethics of necrophilia. My user.
What are we doing? Nobody knows what these words mean. Nobody know. We have a bunch of retarded people walking around. We have a bunch of people walking around that are absolutely mentally retarded, that use words that they have no idea what they mean. There's no way No way. No way. No way. No. You said that it wasn't funny, it wasn't serious. The video is very serious and not funny. I think this list is quite funny. Her username, owning a pet rabbit. Owning a pet rabbit. Wait. Hey, yo, buddy. Oh, is that why my rabbit kind of looks like Adolf Hitler? Wait, fuck, I had a pet rabbit. I have a pet rabbit, and he kind of looks like the Austrian painter. I have a problem, chat.
Name, owning a pet rabbit, questioning the Bush administration's involvement in 9/11, growing up in a Catholic family, eating meat, wanting to get married, wanting to have children, being married, having children, being at January 6th to interview people, saying it's okay if someone doesn't want to date a porn star, not wanting to do OnlyFans, criticizing Kanye West, criticizing late-stage capitalism, criticizing the billionaire class, criticizing Israel, criticizing eating the bugs, criticizing a fashion company for being creepy, you'll remember that one, supporting nuclear energy.
I agree with everything she says, almost. I agree actually with everything, almost everything she says. What am I must be like the second, like, if there's a second coming of Christ, I'm the second coming of Hitler. At this point. And where most of us are, actually. What the if that's what people call her that for, if those are the reason, which many are reasonable, we are fucked. Because these are all things that you could be shot for. We are fucked. We are genuinely fucked.
Parentheses, it's toxic masculinity, supporting TikTok trad wives, supporting one-income households, supporting UBI, supporting farmers, supporting truckers, not celebrating October 7th, supporting Palestine, not liking brutalism, saying colorblind anti-racism was good, wanting to date someone who has a good relationship with their parents, not liking Indian food, saying men and women are different but complement each other, being followed by JD Vance on Twitter, saying Hillary Duff is cool, making fun of Reddit, and for Asmongold reacting to me, criticizing American imperialism.
Imagine being called a Nazi for something that somebody else did. What the fuck? This is hilarious. This list is actually, this list is actually hilarious. This list is hilarious. Like, well, I'm fucked, dude. Like VTubers, chat, you're all cooked.
Wearing a bow in my hair, liking VTubers, and now being anti-death.
That means if we break this down to these mentally ill people, right? If we break this down to these like, if we break this down, right? Then that means that every single one of us is a fascist, a reactionary, and a Nazi. All of us. Yes, you watching the stream or video in the after fact, you in the chat, we are all evil. We all want to send the Jews somewhere. That's basically what we are. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is genuinely crazy. Like Smart George Carlin said once, we all self-important. Everyone has to say something these days. If you're second coming of the Austrian painter, then I am the eighth coming of the Antichrist. How the fuck did I go from a leftist to a Nazi? Because these people genuinely, when I say this, then I mean it actually. The people using this word genuinely do not know what they are talking about. They genuinely, it's like, even here in Germany, they do not know. Right, while we cover this 3 times in history. We cover it in 7th, 9th, 10th, potentially, and 12th and 13th grade. And even here, they do not know what this actually means. What it actually means to be one. They do not understand this. I don't like VTubers. I'm on the safe side. You're an exception. Wait, you don't like VTubers? But some leftists are VTubers. Ha! Nazi. They genuinely do not know what this word means.
Charlie Kirk was a fucking Nazi. He was a fucking Nazi.
He was not! He was a moderate Christian conservative! He was not! Nazis don't debate! They don't want to listen to other people's views and debate them! What is this?
Nazi. And you know what kind of Nazi is the best Nazi? A dead one.
I am a better person than you for celebrating the death of a Nazi. And actually, it's pretty weird that you're not, and simultaneously asking people to have empathy for the Nazi.
Nazis have children and families, right? But Nazis also get shot in the neck.
They don't kill you because you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi so they can kill you. Now, I'm going to talk about my personal feelings of the situation because I know a lot of you can relate. I know a lot of you have been feeling the exact same way. So I will try and put it into words for you. I have friends who were friends with Charlie Kirk, but I didn't personally know him. We follow each other on Twitter. I've been to the TPUSA Amerifest in 2021. I actually went there planning to make a video making fun of it, but I had so much fun and met so many friends that I'm still friends with to this day.
Went there to make fun. Realized it's actually fun to be there. I don't like Kirk, but how the fuck is he a Nazi? He isn't. That's the thing. He isn't. He wasn't. He was, if anything, he was really just he was just the average, like, he had the opinion of the average, like, dude from, like, the 70s and 80s. Not gonna lie. That's the thing. But Nazis do debate with a gun and gas. The people celebrating this are closer to Nazis than the people mourning him.
So, that video never happened. I disagreed with him all the time. You can literally go to our Twitter interactions. I was always correcting him about, like...
yeah.
Bernie Sanders. I made an egg look like his face. It is safe to say I was no fan. But this has really shaken me in a way that I absolutely did not expect. These last few days after what happened, I kept going to every single, like, lefty, liberal, left-wing person I know and, like, checking out what they have been saying about this. And besides maybe, like, 4 or 5, every single one was being an unhinged psychopath about.
How many did you block that day? Hundreds? Maybe thousands? I blocked like 400 to 500 people. And I blocked people that I know. That I found was actually pretty cool. And now I blocked them. Because they're deranged psychopaths. And you can't coexist with these people because whether they like me or not does not matter. They will kill me. This is horrible. This is holy ass.
This. Or saying some backhanded shit like, this is why we need gun control, which, first of all, we were just watching a whole bunch of people celebrate killing someone over political differences. You are never taking our guns now. That is not happening. I felt like I—
That's true. That is no longer happening. That is no longer happening. That is no longer happening.
I was in the middle of the ocean. I was trying to, like, grasp onto a flotation device, checking all of these accounts for their take, like, be normal, be normal. Nothing. Nobody. I'm just drowning in a sea of evil, apparently. Maybe I was just blind up until now. Maybe they changed. Maybe I changed. Is everyone going crazy, or am I going crazy? I don't know. All I know is it is clear how they reacted to this is how they would react to me, my family, my friends, you, your family, your friends, that have ever stepped out of line from the nebulous, ever-changing definition of progressive. These are people I thought were level-headed. They were left-wing, but, you know, like, they were one of the good ones. Like, you can joke with them, you know, they weren't those, like, woke SJWs. Like, they were cool, we can disagree and still be friends. You know. Your friend—
I've seen too many women cry! Yes, she is about to cry. She is about to cry. I see too many women cry. No, I don't block 4,500 people. I blocked like 400 to 500 people. I blocked 400 to 500 people, not 4,500. Leaflet was crying. Now Shue is crying. The Korsha was crying. All these women, all these ladies covering this are about to cry or crying. Blocked how many? Just 400 to 500. Calm down, not 4,500. 400 to 500.
Wouldn't celebrate you being murdered, of course. But if they would celebrate an exact clone of you that wasn't you, that had all the same opinions, or some of the opinions that you have, if they would celebrate that clone being murdered, they're not your friend. I'm friends with people who are friends with Charlie, and I see how they are completely broken about this. Seeing them like this, and then at the same time my other friends posting shit like, "Rip Bozo." It's just sick. It's just sick shit. Personally, I would rather live in a world full of Charlie Kirks who would sit down and debate than a world full of people who agree with me but would murder people who don't. Because if it's now normalized to just murder people who disagree with you politically, we don't have a society. Like, that's it.
I don't get crying over a man you don't even know. I kind of get them being extremely upset seeing him with his family and stuff, but still weird. I don't think that the crying came because of him. Somebody gets shot over their beliefs. And then you realize that the other side that celebrated him getting shot would celebrate if you got shot. Now think about how that makes you feel. Because I can guarantee you, you definitely, most certainly have a take that when you had a big audience, and you would post that on Twitter, that you would be called a Nazi, and they would forever remember you as a Nazi. And they would celebrate if one day the announcement came in that you were dead. Think about that. Think about that.
It's over. But some of these people in particular, like, why the f are you celebrating? You! They think you're a f***ing Nazi too. They'll make a nice compilation of all the hot takes you've had over the years and spread it around to justify your murder. You don't get it, do you? We are all Charlie Kirk. I have been doing this.
This is very true. We all have takes that when these deranged psychopaths, if they only see this take, and they never see anything else from you, that in their mind, you are solidified as literally Hitler. We all have takes that would classify us as that. All of us. Some more, some less, but we all have takes like that. And then there's a problem. Because of Charlie, if you don't know him, nobody would expect you to tear up. But the more you know, the more it hurts. I think there's a good chance that you might have also seen a lot of his debates, but also a lot of, like, there are so many videos of him, like, interacting with his children and, like, his wife and stuff. And that does hit hard. That does hit hard. Well, because on the one side, you have, like, the debater Charlie Kirk, the conservative Charlie Kirk, and on the other side, you have, like, the family father, the husband, the son, the friend, right? When we get one of those great floods, like in that one book. Unfortunately, homie promised to never flood again. Well, water. You could use lava. That's still a liquid.
For 11 years, I have been harassed, doxxed, threatened, whatever, you name it, for 11 years by the left. And it hasn't moved me an inch because that's not how politics works. That's lunch table politics. I've talked about this before. People on your side being mean to you doesn't mean you overnight change your opinions on, like, healthcare. It doesn't work that way. I still have all my economic left opinions. I'm for strong social safety nets, workers' rights, unions, wealth caps, whatever. That has not changed. This is not me leaving the left because frankly, I don't even know how to do that. This is me and many, many people looking around us at our so-called allies and realizing that even though we might share some, like, political opinions, we fundamentally do not have the same values or morals. And are we really allies if we agree on, like, taxes, but don't agree on the sanctity of human life? I don't know. The way we view death now is just crazy. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with the desensitization, in part, thanks to the internet. You used to have to go out of your way to see gore and—
Yep. Now you can just see it on Twitter, getting stabbed. Somebody getting stabbed. Now you just see that. And that's crazy. I know that's not the position I'm in, so it's just a foreign experience, but I never have. So it's still odd, while that feeling could be justified for people who are public, but still odd. Well, maybe you could emphasize if it's not public figures, but it's your family and friends now maybe considering taking your life because you said something that they don't believe in. Maybe that hits closer to home because, well, that is her experience too. Wait, it's now going to be nuke, not a flood. True.
stuff like that, and now you're just scrolling through Twitter and you see someone set on fire, someone gets stabbed on a train. And when someone like Charlie dies, it's not even real to people anymore. Like, it's like a movie or show. Oh, that character died? Good, I hate it.
It's also ironic when we look at what happened, right? When George Floyd died, there were riots, looting, burning, fire. When Kirk died, there was prayer. I find that very interesting. You know why? Because both are because that side once celebrates somebody getting murdered on one side, right? For his opinions. On the other side, they celebrate a dude who was known by the police multiple times, fentanyl and meth addict, died due to not the knee, but because he was an addict, threatened a pregnant woman. That's where we are. That's where we are. But if they are people who I know, then it's not a stranger. The whole point is some of these people are talking about a person they don't know IRL. You can't be upset, but crying over it is interesting. I think it depends. If you consume that guy's content a lot, right? There's a lot of people who have consumed this content a lot. There's a lot of people who have grown because of how he changed their life, even if they didn't meet him in person. Then I do think that's also a legitimate reason to cry, right? There's people who cry about celebrities dying, so why wouldn't that be the case here either? So, I guess it's simple to understand. I, for one, welcome our new my voice dying. New robotic lizard overlords. True.
Did that character? Like, no, that was a real human being with a family and kids, actually. Like, that was someone's son. The internet has turned real people into nothing but cartoon characters that disappear when you
content. The internet has turned people into content.
Close an app. I remember for years people would be like, oh, when you have kids, you'll change your mind on XYZ. And I was like, no, that's not gonna happen. No. And they were right. Almost overnight, you stop being so selfish, nihilistic. You stop having utopian fantasies of wanting to live in a post-capitalist society. And all you want is for the world to be safe. For the world to be safe and normal. And all that matters is your family and your community. And then your country, and then the world. You know? But we can't save the world. We can't. But
here's a take on how this happened. I'm gonna say it, and I genuinely believe that. The reason why politics has turned into like this cult-like thing, let's not deny it. It is cult-like for certain. It is cult-like. We have seen that over the past few years. It is cult-like, and I'm gonna say it. The moment religion was off the table, politics took on that space, took over that space, that empty space, and since then, we have a big problem with infighting, because when religion united us, politics separates us. That is my take. The reason why we're all so fucked up and divided is because we replaced religion with something that does divide. That's what I believe.
you can save the people around you. You can't say to these people who are celebrating this and justifying this, you can't say, what if that was your dad or your brother getting killed for their opinions, because
these people would say that, oh, that was my dad? Hey, he deserved it. Listen, Destiny himself said that, remember when that one guy was, killed during the Trump rally? When they tried to take out Trump, right? And Destiny said he wouldn't have cared if it was his, if it was his own parents, right? Not really. Religion can divide people. If everyone's a Christian, how much of a great chance do you think there is for divide? The only divide that could be is arguing over scripture. That's it. That's it. But those are micro issues. That's the only thing you can ask for. I'm taking Christianity because it's the most prevalent religion. It was the most prevalent religion in the West. How much is there to argue except for meaning of scripture? Ah, yes, nothing. Exactly nothing. There is exactly nothing. That's the only thing you can act for. My opinion is people being really invested in politics more than ever. Before, it's so widely talked about, people get really protective about their opinions because it is treated like a religion. Politics is treated like a religion.
They've already cut those people off. They've already cut those people off out of their lives. And posting videos and pictures of Charlie's wife and young kids.
It's like the horrible part. There is people severing their precious family bonds over politics. Over politics. That is wild.
Will not move these people at all. Because they hate their lives. They hate their families. They are atomized bug people. They are the unfortunate product of modern society. And I feel bad for them. I do. I pity them and I wish I could help them. But I have bugman fatigue. And for the people who will come at me in a blind rage with a list of all of Charlie Kirk's, like, biggest hits to convince me that I should hate him and should not mourn him. If you thought what Charlie Kirk said is wrong, you could have debated him. He was one of the few people left willing to do that, and now he's gone. Charlie was a fan of free speech, but I'm worried whoever comes after Charlie won't be. Like, even from a political standpoint, not even a personal human standpoint, why are you celebrating, like, the most popular college Gen Z political pundit dying? Like, why are you celebrating him becoming a martyr? Say goodbye to that young male vote. All the liberal Joe Rogans in the world are not fixing this. I just hope for the sake of this country that political violence...
This will drive people to others that you do not want them to go. There is going to be a solid portion who will go to Nick Fuentes. And that will not be funny. That will not be funny. Not in the slightest.
Does not become normalized, does not become a thing. I really don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see retaliation. I don't want to see us fall into a civil war. I don't know, this has all been extremely blackpilling. I think I'm gonna take a break from politics. I don't know, I'm a YouTuber, like, I'm not a political pundit, right? I'm not. My goal here, my purpose here is to entertain, is to make people laugh. That is what I'm going to do. That is what I will continue to do. The news cycle will move on. The world will move on. Charlie Kirk's kids won't move on.
Nothing ever happens.
His daughter won't move on. His daughter does not have a dad anymore. And that fucking sucks. That fucking sucks. I don't know what else to say. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to my crash out. If you're new here, my videos usually are not like this. They're actually nothing like this. They have music in the back. They're fun. They're goofy. Things are just not fun and goofy right now. But I promise you the next video will be. Yeah, thank you for your attention to this matter. Bye.
That was sad. And also, right, I think the reason why she's crying, because she's also has sympathy for the daughter, right? Because, right, she was a mom. So there's another reason why that makes her emotional. Because she's a mom. That's another thing that probably adds to that. Yeah, this will get worse. Nothing ever gets better. It would just get worse. Now, there will be unfortunate consequences on both sides if this gets worse. There will be unfortunate consequences on both sides. And I hope it does not happen that anybody for the next few years picks up another rifle and shoots somebody because they didn't agree with them. No matter who and whose side it is. That is a problem. War never changes, and these weirdos will never disappear, sadly, for sure. For sure. Yeah, it's just horrible. It's just horrible. I hope that this gets not even further out of hand. That's all I can say.